All right, are any of you familiar with this guy's photo right here?
Is that Lamar Odom?
I've never
Yeah.
seen this
All right,
face.
so
If it ain't Lamar Odom,
hold
I
on.
don't know.
No, he killed his ex-wife and his
Wait, hold
ex-girlfriend.
on. I'm
Everybody
gonna
out there
have
that
to.
supported me.
Lamar
He
Odom
looked
got
like
fat,
Lamar
y'all.
Odom, man. I swear. I swear. All right, that's good. All right, so contrary to popular belief, this is not Lamar Odom, but he looks just like Lamar Odom with like 150 pounds on him. Let's check this guy out, man. This is a guy, I think his name is Raja Black. Let's check him out, man. He's definitely a bad guy. Definitely not a good guy. And he did one of the things that we don't like the most. He did harm to a black woman. So check him out.
For everybody out there that supported me and on, thank you. I've been going through a custody battle. I've been going through having my ex-wife say I molested my children and all kinds of craziness. Been fighting for custody for 3 years. So, shit has been real crazy. I started dating somebody new and she got pregnant. And, we got in a fight. First thing she does is threatening that she's going to do the same thing. You're never going to see your kids, blah, blah, blah. It's the holidays, man. I don't have no family, nothing. But I just did something crazy, man. I just shot my ex-girlfriend in the head, yo. Felt like a dream. Like, I never thought I would be that guy. The person that really started my depression and all of this is my ex-wife. So she next. Oh, here's my ex-wife right here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after that video, police arrived on the scene to find 2 dead bodies. It was him and his ex-wife. Now, he said he could not do the jail time for killing his girlfriend. This is all over a custody battle. It's crazy. The man said he didn't have no family. He said his ex-wife was the reason that his depression, even started. And he killed his girlfriend, he killed his ex-wife, he killed himself. It was just hard for me to believe that he couldn't do jail time. If you can kill yourself, you can fly, you can do anything, to me. But it's a very disturbing video. Mr. Blue, won't you take us and tell us about this, what you saw in this video? The guy also pleaded for help, all type of different variables in this situation.
Rest in peace, those that lost their lives, those that took their lives. In the community where I work, in the communities that I've worked, and the life coach could probably attest to this by his own observations in our community, we rarely ever reach out for help, almost as if the stigma is too great in order to get help, or we might say it's too expensive, or it's just not equitable for us to do it, or we don't want to admit that degree of air quote weakness in order to seek help. I wish he would have reached out to. There's a number of resources that are free or low cost, but we'll focus on the word free that could get him the support, that could have given him the help he needs, even regarding his legal battles. You know what I'm saying? But I'm focusing right now on his mental health.
Mr. Blue, this was a professional. He was like an anesthesiast for the government. You know what I'm saying? He worked for Veterans Affairs. These are all nurses. These are all professional black people who got into this situation.
He was already connected to a network that could have got him the help. That's in the same building that he likely works in. But, like he said, the things that people put you through. But no one's responsible for the way you feel but you. No matter what happens, you are responsible of your thought pattern and the way you feel. I just really wish he would have got the help he needed instead of taking the lives of 2 others and himself. He didn't only impact their lives or their lack of lives, but the people they were connected to. His children now have no parents. You know what I'm saying?
I'm speechless for real at that because it shows, how how empty we have become, how cold and bitter we have become within. It shows because black people are some of the most, forgivingest people. Black people are some of the most lovingest people, are the most lovingest people on earth. Black people have forgave white people for great sins that has happened again, that they have done against us. Great sins. The black man has overlooked great sins that the white man has done, to them, to us. And so for us at this moment to be so weak that we are unable to struggle through a hardship of a child custody situation. It's like, how men, black men become that weak? Are we just so weak now that we just feel, hey, we can just take out a woman, take out the supposed to be the loving soft element of that man turn to. I don't care what a person lie on you, a person do whatever. Black, white, Mexican, Chinese, doesn't make a difference of the color. I understand, I have been lying on, and I understand, that hurts. But once again, that is something that one could transgress on through, fight on through. Mental conditioning, the mental aspect, the mental health aspect of it, the seeking out help. I don't know. I mean, I did 20 years in federal prison. I did 20 years straight. So, that was a mental hardship on me. Did I actually seek out help from like another individual or some type of psychiatrist or somebody like that, or no therapy or something like that? No, I didn't. The help I did seek out was through spiritual journey. I sought out my mental health through that element of life, which is the only element. There's no other man, or no other psychiatrist person, I believe, and that's my personal belief, could have helped me. As far as with his situation, I do believe that he was intelligent. If he was intelligent enough to get on that doggone live, get on that video and talk about what he was going to do, he was intelligent enough to know that this was that you could turn back on this. It's not a great decision that you are making. Once again, he made the choice. I hate that he chose to target, the black woman, target his kids' mothers. I think that is the most tragic part of the situation, that you actually targeted your own kid's mother because they didn't want you to see him. Then the kids gonna grow up. They're gonna get a certain age. You're gonna be able to see your kids. That's just the bottom line too. I don't know what type of friends he had, but who knew about the situation. They could have just told him that, just that simple. Man, your kids gonna grow up. They're gonna find out the truth. 10, 11, 12, quick. Kids grow up fast as hell now. So you'll be seeing your kids in no time. Just calm down, sit back. It really just was that simple to me. To take it there that you got to kill, take somebody off the earth, take the kid's mother away and yourself away. Now that was success. As we just said, as far as it's been since 110 years. But hey, it's all in God's hands.
I agree. That was real weak of that man right there. That was very weak. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to go that far in that situation because, like you say, he'd eventually seen his kids. You know what I'm saying? And I also heard that we are the most passionate and forgiving people. You know what I'm saying? And that's facts. That's true. But it's hard to forget that man for that right there. But I can't have some heart in the fact that he was troubled. You know what I'm saying? He was troubled, and all three of them lives are sad to see gone. You know what I'm saying? It was a real weak move, and our man has been weakened over years and decades of attacks on us. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just like, well, it is just like getting shot. So we got attacks, and it's real obvious. You know what I'm saying? We got attacks from goddamn the justice system. We attacked it by justice system, the police. We attacked it by goddamn feminists, our women attack us in a lot of ways with the child support and the you know, I could get you locked up. You know, they'll use the system on us and type things like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, can play the system in their favor because they seen as the tender ones and things like that. You know what I'm saying? But like we just spoke on, we the most passionate and all of that type shit. Like we don't even have BLM on our side most of the time, and I strongly feel like that. And not for the people that say BLM and believe that Black Lives Matters, but I'm talking about like the actual group and the movement with the ones with actual head members and all of that. They kind of completely flipped it on the black men. You know what I'm saying? When we was the ones getting shot, we the ones got our blood spilled. You know, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, things like that, and it completely flipped to a movement that wasn't about solid black men, the ones that are in the family. You know, the ones that are in the family are still being sent to jail. You know, and we attacked by everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's where do we get the relief? So I can see the weakness in him, but you know, he should still he had a mind on him. He still, if he was gonna go that far, he you know, that's something you got to stand on. I would never go that far in anything like that. I wouldn't stand on. As horrible as jail is, I've done some time myself, and I never want to go back. I'm a young man. I never want to go back to jail ever in my life. So I would never do things that have put me in that situation. I never let emotion override me. As emotional and as crazy as that situation is for a man, I never let emotions override me that much to where I'm going to go to jail. And if I do, if it's that serious, like somebody mess with a little girl in my family or something like that, then, you know, I would stand on that. I wouldn't take my life after that. So I feel like that's deep because it unravels a lot. It unravels how this shit goes on our mental and how we stand up every day and be having a smile and shit like that.
Man, okay. So a couple of things we can unpack, right? It's a few things. We could talk about his mental state, and it didn't matter what his profession was. It didn't matter that those, you know, the women that were killed, what their profession was. Is he needed help. He needed help. In this situation, he snapped, right? I'm an advocate for domestic violence, and what he was going through was some type of domestic violence, either emotional abuse or something. Something was going on there, and it could have been played from both sides. Because truthfully, we only hear one side. Those women are no longer here. They didn't tell their story, so we don't know what mental stuff he put them through or whatever. The part that disturbed me the most, honestly, was that when the police arrived, the kids were in the backseat of the car. The kids of these mothers were in the backseat of the car when the police arrived at the scene. To me, it's like, okay, you know, we don't know all the facts. We don't know all of the custody. We don't know the mental state he was in. But I will say this, he needed help. Really, they all needed help. Going through that process, even going through, you know, child custody and things like that. The children need therapy. The parents need therapy. Everybody needs some level of therapy there and some level of help. It didn't matter who they were or what profession. You know, people lost their lives and he took his life. You know, and I think for me that's sad. And I don't think I think about, honestly, in the whole situation of the kids. Kids were in the custody of the cops. They were unharmed. Thank God for that. But I just think about the kids. And like you said, when they become older, somebody's going to have to explain to them what happened to mommy and daddy. And I just keep thinking about it from that standpoint. You know, I tell anybody, reach out for help. Reach out for a lifeline. You know, just like you said, he got on that live and he said he did what he did. But it's like, you know, somebody needs to, you know, he really needed some help. And for someone to go that far with it, he snapped. And the thing about it is, that's premeditated. That wasn't a crime of passion. That was premeditated. You drove to one person's house and you drove 14 miles to somebody else's house. That, I mean, you know, like I said, I don't know all the facts, but I just feel for the kids, honestly. I really don't have much to say about that. You know, there's so many things we could play out. We don't know how the women treated him. We don't know how he treated the women. We don't know. Only thing we know is he snapped. These people are dead. And these kids with our parents.
Oh, well, let me tell you this. The woman, the wife, the ex-wife, was arrested back in 2018 for domestic violence. It's unclear who filed those charges against her, though.
But that's just the thing too. Like men, people don't think that men can be victims of domestic violence. They can be, and in some situations they are. So it's like I said, I'm an advocate for domestic violence. It doesn't matter if it's male or female. Get the help you need. Get out. And like I said, you never know. You never know. Somebody, the women in this situation could have been playing the system. He could have had some things in his background where they were taking him for custody. You don't know. All I know is this situation, I feel for those kids.
The guy was accused of touching his kids. You know what I'm saying? So what do you say in a situation like that?
Why were the kids with him?
I'm not sure what kids they were, because at that point he had already killed
They were his
the
kids.
mother and brought the kids with him.
Can I add something to that point real quick?
Go ahead.
But they were
say
his kids. Yeah.
We're talking about how the abuse can go both ways. And we know he wasn't arrested for that. He wasn't officially accused of it. We love to believe stuff about people that's negative, you know what I'm saying, before we'll believe something positive about them. So I mean, just going through that right there and going through a negative accusation, that could be another thing that could have made that man snap. So he didn't get the help in the time he needed it.
Okay, so that's my whole vibe. It's like we don't know. And to me, if you're accused of molesting your kids, there's no way possible that those two mothers are going to let you have their kids in the car with you riding around town unsupervised. There's no way. So to me, it's like I said, we don't know all the facts. We don't have everything.
Candace,
But
let me just say
to me, I
this
just
though.
don't see-
The first mother from where he came from, she was dead. And they had broken up. You know what I'm saying? He went and killed her.
See, what had happened was, or maybe the kids were home with the mom when he went there. He got into an altercation with the lady, maybe did something to her, or maybe he killed her, and the kids were so distraught or whatever, he put the kids in the car and ended his own life in the house. That way they wouldn't be exposed to his death or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Now the news report says that the kids, when he pulled up like the video cameras from the apartment complex, it never showed no kids coming out. The kids were already in the car. You see what I mean? So it's like it's so many variables to that. Like I said, I just feel for the kids. And anybody going through a domestic violence situation, if you're watching this right now, get the help that you need. Get all the help that you need, because it's out there. Recognize the signs, get help. Get help. That's the only thing I can say. I just feel for those kids.